Hey everyone, it's that time of year again. It is the Sephora VIB sale, and I'm filming this a little earlier than right before the sale because the baby's going to be born around when the sale is going to happen. So I thought to myself, I'm going to be a little proactive and film this ahead of time. Not super ahead of time, but enough that in case he's here right around that time, I can still put this video up because I have a lot of great recommendations. I'm going to break this up into two videos like I've done before and do one with like skincare, hair, tools, that sort of thing, and the other one with makeup because I have a lot of makeup. The other one is not so much, but I didn't want to make this video 35 minutes long. All right, let's get started. Okay, first, I have one skincare product, get that away. Do that in another video. All right, I have tons of lip colors that I have just been wearing a ton this summer, even into the early fall, and I just kind of keep them on regular rotation. And I was like, I feel the need to mention them because I know a lot of you guys love nude lips like I do, or peachy, beige nudes. We all have 13,000 of the same color, but we just keep buying new ones because they're all slightly different. All right, Bite Beauty, Meringue. Gorgeous. Lots of coverage, full coverage, rich pigmentation. Looks like it would be like almost not so nude when on the lips, but it actually reads when I put it on my lips, it actually doesn't look as pinky peach here and it looks a little bit more beige, which I really love. Lip gloss wise, the Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar, the enamored lip gloss in Sugar Sugar. I've talked about this a ton before. It's actually the gloss that I'm wearing today. It is sticky. My hair does get caught in it. Not sticky. It does have some slip to it. It's a gloss. My hair gets stuck to it. But I just love the color. It's like a milky beige, and it does help to take maybe a lip color that, maybe I'll put on a lip color and I'm just like, it's just too much pigmentation. Putting this on top helps to sheer it out and almost mute the color and make it a lot more, I don't know, subtle, wearable. So that's how I've been using this. I mean, I wear this alone, but I also love it layered on top of things. Okay, what other lip colors do I have? We've got the Dior, Rouge Dior in Rose Montaigne. I've worn this ton of videos, ton of different times, all over my Instagram. And every time I wear it, so many of you ask the color that I'm wearing because it really is just stunning on the lips. Rose Montaigne from Dior, Rouge Dior. I picked this up like on a whim on a Sephora trip when I was, or not Sephora trip, I didn't go on a Sephora trip. Hello, that'd be amazing. On a trip out to Palm Springs, and we like popped into Sephora and Stan's like, you're not going to buy makeup, are you, on vacation when you have probably like 13,000 things at home? And I was like, woohoo! Why don't you go take a look at J. Crew or something? Don't need the judgment. And so I picked that lipstick up, and I have to say, it was like on a whim. I was like, oh, I don't know. I've never tried the Rouge Dior's, and I swatched it. It's become one of my favorite lip colors ever. The entire year I've been wearing it. All right, another lip color, Tom Ford Paper Doll. Love this lip. Discovered it recently. Love it, love it, love it. It's like a milky peach, a milky pinky peach. I mean, all the lip colors are pinky peach, beigey, you know, some form of that. Pink Dusk from Tom Ford, which probably looks identical to the one I just showed. A little more orange. The paper doll's a little more pink. Some of you may look at that and be like, those are identical. So don't get both. Pick one. Then Tom Ford lip color, Lips and Voice in Douglas. I don't know, like let's say like if I ran out of the Tom Ford lip colors tomorrow, which ones would I repurchase? This one. Only this one, time and time again. I hated this color when it first came in. I was like, I don't think this is for me. It's like a shimmery, frosted in some lights, pink. And I said to myself, I was like, this looks like something I'd wear for junior high. I wore it throughout the day, and every time I looked in the mirror, I was like, it looks so good. And it looked so good with a beige eye, a taupe eye, a brown eye, no eye. It was just, it's become one of my favorite lip colors ever to purchase, like that I've ever purchased. And I will never be without it. Make sure there's nothing. Speaking of lip colors, I always want to make sure it's not on my teeth. Okay, where are we going to next? I've got a ton of cheek colors. So we've got the antonym, which I've talked about before. Baked blush in peach. It says that it's matte, like online. I don't think it looks matte at all. I think it has, why I loved it is because while it says that it's matte, it has just a hint of luminosity to it, so it doesn't look flat on the cheeks. It's absolutely beautiful. The texture, baked products in general are just nice, light, fluffy. When you put your brush in there, the powder will go everywhere. But I found that it does still develop nicely on the cheeks. But it is just nice, a nice sheer wash of peach to the cheeks with just like a hint of radiance. And it's not from the shimmer. I don't know where it comes from, but because it says that it's matte. And I'm like, I don't really know if it's totally matte. The NARS Liquid Blush in Orgasm. I wore this a ton this summer. It can be a little difficult to work with though. That's the only thing. I would sometimes use a beauty blender, sometimes I use my finger. You have to work very quickly with this. But the reason why I liked it is because sometimes the powder orgasm blush, like I just wanted a liquid or cream formula, and it does end up looking beautiful on the skin and it shears out really nicely, but you have to work quickly because you can put it on and it begins to set and you're like trying to blend it out, and then once it sets, it doesn't move that much. But I still really love it, and it's slightly iridescent, but it's not shimmery. So my skin looks kind of healthy and glowy, but it's not like a highlighter, let's say. The Rihanna Fenty Beauty stick, this little, whatever they're called, these match sticks in Yacht Life. Yep. Still loving it. Still wearing it all the time. This color, just, oh my gosh. It's got some shimmer to it. It's got some glow to it. It's not a wet formula. It's not a creamy emollient formula. It has like a dry down effect. And it feels almost like it is a cream, but when it starts to blend out, it feels almost like a powder. So it's a little bit different that way, but it's glorious. I love it on the apples of my cheeks. It makes me always feel like it's like eternally summer on my face, even though it's starting to get cold. And then we've got the Becca bronzer in Bali Sands. This sunlit bronzer, Bali Sands, if you are fair, this is your bronzer, because you can apply it and apply it and apply it and apply it, and it goes on so sheer. The formula is just, it's stunning. The powder is so finely milled, and I can apply it all over my face, and it just gives me a bronze look, but at the most, I don't know, manageable end of the bronzers that I have. This is the most manageable, and it gives me the most subtle bronze. But I like that because I know I can never screw it up. However, it comes in many different shades, so if you're not super fair like me, you can still find your shade, but the texture is beautiful. If you've got dry skin, if you've got oily skin, the powder on it doesn't sit on the skin and look powdery. It looks like very fresh. It's beautiful. All right, the Dior Luminizer in number 1. This is one of my go-to face highlighters. It's just beautiful. Dior kills it all the time when it comes. Dior Complexion products, there's nothing like them. There's nothing like them. We've talked before about how the coloring, the undertones, not always the best, but I can't quit them because their formulas are too good. So they like get me, and they're like, we're going to make it in undertones that look not so great on your skin, but we're going to really get you with the formula. So you can't give us up, and I don't. I can't quit them. Dior Nude the Nude Foundation. Speaking of Dior foundations, I have in the shade 010. This is quite this is a great winter color for me, winter and fall. And the formula is stunning. It makes my skin look like skin, but better. And yeah, it's skin glowing makeup with sunscreen. It's beautiful. But the coloring is, you know, don't get it for the color. Don't get it because you're like, this is my most perfect matching foundation. It matches. It matches my neck. I don't look like I'm an Oompa Loompa with like an orange face or anything like that, or it's not totally off. It's just not my favorite. But the formula, magnificent. All right, I'm back on this. This is like, I've hit pan many times with this, and I didn't even want to show it, but the Bobbi Brown finishing powder, the pastel finishing powder. If you've been following me for a while, you're like, ooh, haven't seen that in a while. Pulling that back out, are you? This Porcelain Pearl brightening finishing powder from Bobbi Brown, it's one of the best powders to like, it blurs everything. I'll just dust it on my skin. It makes everything brighter and it color corrects somewhat and it blurs imperfections like nobody's business. And if I've applied too much blush and I don't want to go over it with a beauty blender, I'll put this on top and it just makes it all, it takes down any like serious pigmentation and makes it much more wearable and blurs everything together. This, I'm not quite done yet with it where I would purchase another one, but I will. This has never not been in my makeup collection since the day that I got it. And it always comes with me, just in case. Laura Mercier Baked Bronzer in shade 02. I've worn this in so many tutorials. It's beautiful. The formula is stunning. I don't like it. I can use it all over my face, but only in the summertime does that work. I find it just looks gorgeous on the cheeks. It's just the most perfect, beautiful bronzer. I think because the texture, it doesn't oxidize too much. It doesn't get too orange, doesn't get too brown. Her baked formula is just, I need to try the highlight, her Matte Radiance highlight in that formula, because I've heard that is just epic. And you guys know I'm like, now, I never was the highlighter queen. Now I've like, can't get enough highlighters. Speaking of, the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. I don't know if they're gonna have this in stock, so I'm hesitant to even tell you guys about it because it's always out of stock. And it is because it is such a gorgeous liquid highlighter. I haven't tried this all over the face. And considering that I have started wearing some luminizers on my face, I may actually try this all over the face and get back to you. But it's beautiful. For the cheeks, there's nothing like it. And it looks just like fresh, healthy skin. IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I used to have so many mascaras and I would just buy them or brands would send me different ones. I pretty much threw out everything and was like, I'm just going to stick with the ones that I love. And I'm sick and tired of trying mascaras that let me down. So I mean, obviously I still will test one here and there, but I just was like, I want to stick with what I love. I recently purchased a Chanel Le Volume and the formula just used to be one of my favorites. Now it's not so great. But the Superhero Mascara, it is thick, intense. It makes my lashes look like they're a superhero. I've used it in a ton of tutorials recently, and it's getting down to the end, so it's getting very, very clumpy and a little bit very, very thick, but I still love it. The Givenchy Mascara Primer. I don't use this with the IT Cosmetics because it's too much primer and then the mascara is really, really thick. I've been using it with some other mascaras, and the key for me with using this is letting it really, really, really dry down. Making sure that my lashes, like it's on my lashes and it's quite dry. There's no wetness to it. And then layering mascara on top of that, and that's when I found that it really makes my lashes, it gives kind of slightly more natural mascaras a little bit more of a boost. The rest are, no, we've got some Complexion products still. I tried the Burberry Fresh Glow, this stick highlighter, And I have so many highlighters, so many cream highlighters, and I was like, I don't know if I'm really excited about this, but what I love about this is the shape. So this is the color, just a nice champagne, not too white, not too yellow, not too peach. It just falls into, it almost looks like just clear, which I really like because a lot of my highlighters and whatnot have like an undertone of like peachy, rose, yellow. This does not. But what I love about it is it's just so small. I can just apply it right on, you know, the high points of my cheeks, maybe underneath my brow bone, maybe like on my Cupid's bow. I'm not really good at all that kind of like fancy work, but sometimes right in the inner corner. I just don't have a highlighter that is this precise. In the same package that I received from Burberry, with that in it, I received a contour stick. And I don't like contouring. I'm not into it, but I was watching I don't know what YouTube videos we were watching the other day, and someone was really doing a gorgeous cream contour. And it was looking so nice and natural, blending it out with a beauty blender, and I was like, I want to try that now too. And I ran in and I was like, oh, I have this Burberry stick in the shade, it's medium. I love it. I have been loving it. I'm going to show it in a tutorial so you guys can see how I use it. Looks like an eyeshadow there, but it blends out so nicely, and I love the cream effect. So I just put it right underneath I'm not wearing it today, underneath my cheekbones, and I just blend it out with a beauty blender and use that as a base. And then sometimes I will layer on top of it a powder, let's say bronzer, or a powdery blush that's kind of in a contoury like color, just to kind of layer. But I just find that it's so creamy and so foolproof. There's not a lot of like, oh my gosh, I put on too much. No sooner do you put it on and you can just blend it out so you can control how much you want to contour. The Smoky Eye Baton by Sephora Beauty in the shade Cendress, I believe. Cendres. I did a YouTube tutorial with this. I just love this color. I love the smudgy stick on one end. And then it has like a liner on the other. I've been liking this liner, however, I don't wear a lot of liner. Obviously, you guys know that, I'm sure. Wear a lot of eyeliner. But I like how kind of like, it's very smudgy, and I can just add just a little bit of darkness to my lash line, and that's how I've been wearing it and really loving it. The Stila glitter eyeshadows, yeah, I mean, if you want something fun for the holidays coming up, get these. I love them. You apply them last. Don't apply them and try to do anything with them, like blend them out or apply stuff on top of them. You'll have glitter all over your face. It's suspended in a liquid formula, so it's not like a loose glitter, but there is a little bit of fallout. I mean, it's glitter, but I really love that one. That one is my favorite one. Kitten Karma. That's the prettiest. I'm trying to get it off. I've got glitter all over my hand now. You have to accept it for what it is. I think that's the key. Accepting some of these products for what they are, knowing it's almost impossible to make glitter that will like never settle or fall. And nude sticks, eye pencil in Angel, the magnetic eye color. To be honest with you, I wear this most days. It's just a gorgeous, easy color. It looks like a little bit of nothing on the eyes, but surprisingly, when I put mascara, maybe even just dust my bronzer over top of it, the look is very polished and finished, but still very natural. Pulled this out the other day. I haven't used this color in eons, like eons and eons. And I wore it in a video and I absolutely loved the way it looked. And I've been wearing it daily. And it's Urban Decay in Half Baked. Like, I mean, when did they come out with Half Baked? I think I just moved to New York when they came out with Half Baked. I remember working in Sephora like forever ago and playing with this color. It's so beautiful. I don't know whether, I remember it being chunkier and like I didn't like the formula. It is like smooth like butter now, I have to say. Because I pulled it out the other day and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want something kind of chunky on my lids. And I swatched it again and I was like, Why did I think this was so chunky? It's so creamy and smooth. It's gorgeous. And are those all? I think that's everything. I think. Yes, it should be. If I think of anything else, sometimes when I finish a video, I'm like, oh, I should have talked about that. If I think of anything else, I'll just link it down below and just be like, and I think a few more things I forgot about. So always make sure to check the links in the description box down below. And I would love to know what you guys end up getting. Please let me know, or what's on your radar or on your list. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.